Hello everyone and welcome back to the Honey Herd Field Notes. It is Wednesday the 18th of February and it's about 3 p.m. Today's a bit of a different field note. I'm not 100% sure how I feel about this one, to be honest. I'm going to look at some beekeeping equipment that belong to a beekeeper who's recently passed away. These beehives could have potentially meant quite a lot to her late husband. There might be a bit of emotion attached to it, and I don't know, it does feel a bit strange. But I said I'd go and have a look, so that's what I'm going to do now. Well, I better get going because I don't want to be late. I'll let you know how I get on. Yeah, catch you in a bit. Thursday the 18th of February. I'm back at the Menai Apiary today. Just checking on the stores, or I plan to check on the stores of the colonies that we've got here. A few days ago, maybe in last week, a few days ago, I don't know, they all blur into one, to be honest. I was at the farmhouse apiary. Just got one colony there. You may have seen the other field note video. I'm just checking on the stores, and they were a bit light and they were cut off from the fondant. So today I thought I would just pop down here to the Menai Apiary. We've got about 6 colonies here. I don't want to assume anything. I just want to make sure they've got enough stores. I'm pretty confident they have, but like I mentioned in the other video, we've had such fluctuations in the weather. To be fair, this last week it's been really just cold, but through February it's been up to 10-12 degrees some days. The bees have been flying. So yeah, they may have gone through a bit of stores, so I'm just going to go check on them today, make sure they've got enough stores, and if not, they've got some fondant. So these guys are almost completely out of fondant. I'm going to move that bit of fondant over the hole, give the hives a little heft. Just going to use 3 fingers. Wow, that's got some weight in. Wow, that is really heavy. I'm not worried about that. Bees are still working that fondant in there, so they've got something. Again, quite a bit of weight in there. Not quite as much as the previous hive, but I'm certainly not worried about them. They've still got a touch of fondant left in there as well. So this is the next colony. Quite happy with the amount of bees in there. Seems to be quite a few bees. All just nicely clustered together, not too much activity going on. Wow. Yeah. That's got quite a bit of weight in there. So these guys have got a little bit of fondant. There's plenty of bees in there. Look how many dead bees there are in the corners. Looks pretty damp down there as well. Definitely have to have a little look at that. Maybe it's the roof letting in a bit of water there. But plenty of bees in the box. A lot of dead bees, but that'll be probably a lot of the summer bees, I'm hoping. We'll see. So just a real quick check through the colonies there, just giving them a bit of a heft. And they are all really heavy, actually, a lot heavier than I thought they would be. some of them feel heavier than they did in November. But there are bees. I'm not going to worry because there are bees in the box. If I weren't seeing any bees on the top board or by the entrance, I'd be a little bit worried that they were dead out because they were so heavy and they hadn't gone through their stores. But they were really heavy. Some of them with a little bit of fondant left, some of them without. I actually don't think I want them that heavy now at this time of year. Obviously, I want them to have stores. I don't want them to starve. But I want them to start burning through that stores, I think, giving that, clearing up some space there for the queen to start laying. They may not have backfilled the brood nest and there may be space for the queen to lay, but those boxes are really heavy. But as I was going through the bees, it did get me thinking about the lady that contacted me and asked me to go and have a look at her late husband's colonies. It was actually okay. I think I did film a little bit in the car saying I was going, but I didn't film anything after that. I wasn't quite sure how it was going to be, but it was actually really nice. The lady who I met was really, really lovely. I was a bit worried it might have been a bit of a sad experience, but no, we got to talking and we're talking about her late husband. I mean, he'd been beekeeping for 40 years. I mean, that's almost as long as I've been alive. But she was really, really happy for me to take some stuff. I think she seemed happy actually that it was going to someone who was, you know, starting out and trying to get into the beekeeping industry. I think she said her husband would have really liked that and enjoyed the fact that it's gone on to help someone else out. So yeah, like I say, she's really happy for me to take it. Didn't even want any money, which I thought was really sweet. But she said if I wanted to, and there was no pressure to, but if I wanted to, I could make a donation to the pancreatic cancer charity, which of course I will do. That seems only right. So the kit's going to need a little bit of TLC, a few screws, a few nails, maybe a couple of licks of paint. It's got a few years on it, but you can tell it's been really well loved and looked after, and I'll continue that as we go on. I'm really grateful for the kit. It's really helped me out, and of course I'll be making that donation to the pancreatic cancer charity.